Sundays, welcome back to another one. This light over here is really bright. I got myself a new light. Very bright light. So I'm trying not to look at it as much as possible. So I got a strange request to do a Scary Sunday, and then they told me a story that I thought was quite interesting. So for the sake of this story, everyone will have their names replaced. So into shield real identity and everything. This is actually not about me, it's about someone else. It's about one of my fans sending me a message that I should tell the story. So for the sake of this video, we'll call my fan Steven, and his friend will be named Derek. Alright, so I'll be telling this in the first person perspective of Steven. Okay, here we go. So in the email he says, "Hello, I'm Steven, I'm one of your fans. I recently was playing Minecraft with one of my friends, Derek, but he started acting really strange and stopped responding in voice chat, so I tried to talk to him in game while he started typing in Morse code, like dashes and dots, and then a whole bunch of other stuff. So I'll tell the story so you guys don't have to get bored of me talking about his emails. So I'll be telling this in Steven's perspective. This started like normal day when I was playing with my friends on Minecraft, but something really strange happened. My friend Derek, he started mentioning things about, the real world that he's seen. That he started to do this thing where he's like remembering things from inside the game, but he couldn't figure out if it was real or fake. Like he somehow tied the real world to his game. Like if he went to this field, he's like, "Oh, I saw this today. It was at the park." Or if he saw this specific structure on the ground, "Oh, I saw a dirt pile that looks like this." I didn't pay much attention to him using these normal claims because he usually does this, but somehow about today's claims I feel a little bit different than usual. He usually doesn't say this looks like this or this looks like this. He usually say, "Oh, this dirt pillar is shaped like a cross upside down," or "Oh, that stone structure looks like a person." Not, "Oh, I saw this structure in real life today," or "I saw that structure in real life today." So at the beginning, we chatted up to being Derek, just being Derek. But then he says, "Oh, look, it's the lake where someone drowned." And I was like, okay, then that maybe something actually is going on here. So we're in voice chat, and I asked Derek, "What's wrong?" He didn't respond. And then I said in voice chat again, "Hello, Earth to Derek." He didn't respond. He just kept doing his own thing in game. So I typed to him in game. I typed, "Derek, what's wrong? Why are you not responding in voice chat?" Then he typed in Morse code in dots and lines. And that's when I figured out something was terribly wrong here. So I hung up a voice chat and I asked him, "What do you mean by these dots and lines?" Then he responded with NOO-OO. It's the same note, but in a very, very strange way. So I asked him, "Dude, what's wrong?" He says, "Something is, but I can't tell." And then I asked him, "Why are you not responding in voice chat?" He told me that responding in voice chat is too risky and he did not want to say anything. So that was pretty strange. So then I joined back in voice chat and I realized he hasn't left the voice chat channel even though I've closed it out. Which means the moment I opened it back up, he auto-joined. Then I asked him in voice chat, "Dude, talk to me, what's wrong?" He dodged my question entirely and went to talking about, "Oh look, that's the peak I saw from real life." He goes back to talking everything in game about how he saw it in real life. Then I asked the question, "What did you say about this lake?" He says, "Oh, that's where..." Anyways, moving on. And I was like, if I remember correctly, he said that's where someone drowned earlier. Then I searched up the lake that he was talking about, and sure did, there was a lake that looked sort of like the one in game where someone drowned earlier. And I was talking to Derek. I'm like, "Derek, is there something I should know?" He says no, and went back to playing games. Then I was still in voice chat thinking, there's something Derek is not telling me, but he's refusing to talk. Maybe I should look into this. Anyways, fast forward 3 days. Steven hops back onto his SMP with Derek, and sure enough, Derek was still there. And it showed that Derek has really not left the SMP. Because of Steven's ownership, he can see through counsel. He saw Derek join the game on the day that they started, and no leave message. And then Steven asked Derek, "Have you been on this SMP this entire time?" Derek didn't respond. Then he asked, "Where are you at? Because you're not at the spawn location." Derek didn't respond. Derek was still in voice chat, by the way. Then he says, okay, maybe he's doing this again. So he closed out of voice chat, then typed in game. "Derek, hello, are you there?" Derek didn't respond. He opened up voice chat again. But when this time he opened it, Derek was not joining back again. So he thought, okay, maybe Derek is AFK. I'll just wait a bit. So he waited about 20 minutes. Then he typed again. "Derek, are you here?" Derek didn't respond. Then goes again. I typed, "Derek, do you hear me?" Derek didn't respond. I opened up the voice chat and sent it a ping message. I pinged Derek. I pinged him, "Derek, join the voice chat." Then Derek's account joined the voice chat. I said, "Derek, are you there?" He did not respond. I said, "Derek, come on, dude, this isn't funny anymore." He did not respond. So I typed in the game, "Derek, say something." His Minecraft character did not move. When I used my counsel, I was able to figure out where Derek was. So I traveled in game and I saw Derek in a 4x4 hole looking straight up at the sky. And I punched him a few times in game. He did not budge. I said, "Derek, Derek." He did not respond. And then I'm like, okay, this guy's playing some prank on me. I need to tell him to stop. So I grabbed my phone, dialed Derek's number, and waited. He had this thing where he's in voice chat, so I can hear his phone ring, but he's not picking it up. So then I said to voice chat again, "Derek, pick up the phone. I'm worried about you. Can you please say something?" Then I dialed his number again. Then I waited. I hear his phone ringing from over the computer, but he's still not picking up. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go check on this dude. Something is definitely wrong here. So I packed my stuff, closed out of the SMP, and I head over to Derek's house. I knocked on the door, nothing. I banged on the door a few more times, maybe Derek didn't hear me. Still nothing. And I'm like, okay, something is seriously wrong here. So I called the police to do a wellness check on my friend Derek. They wanted to get in the door, but they still couldn't get in. They finally said, okay, drastic measures have to be taken here. From what I assumed is a battle ram, they rammed the door down and went inside. And when they came out, they said to me, "Steven, where did you say Derek was?" And I said, well, he was playing Minecraft with me, and then he somehow joined the voice chat, and that was the last time I saw any activity. He's not left the Minecraft world we're on. He's not responded to any text or any calls. Then the police said something strange. They said this, "Derek isn't home." And that shook me to my core. I'm like, if Derek wasn't home, then who joined the voice call? So I went back to council and looked at it. And the voice call wasn't joined by a manual. It was joined by the server. Then I checked the server listing. It was just me and Derek that was online. Then I went back to it and looked at it again. Server joined a voice call. Now you guys have to realize the voice call I'm talking about is Discord. And if you guys don't know what a server is, well, a server joined call is usually when someone sets a pre-timed call whenever someone opens a voice channel, and it will join after that specific amount of time. But every time before that, Derek has set his voice call to join automatically. But this time it waited for a few minutes, then joined. So this time I was thinking, the last time I talked to Derek was 3 days ago, and he was acting weird already. So I gave everything I can to the police information. They said they'll go look at it. Then a few fast forward 5 days, I hopped back on, and this time Derek was not on the SMP. So I thought, okay, one of two things. Either Derek came back from wherever he was going to do, or Derek's computer ran out of energy. So I went back to the house, to Derek's house, and I saw police tape still wrapped around his property with police guards guarding there. And I asked one of the police officers, has anyone entered the home? They said no one has entered the home, so I chalked it up being Derek is probably best case solution, somewhere in the world not doing games. I just figured his computer must have turned off on its own. Okay, but I was really wrong. Fast forward about a week. The police has told me Derek has been found, but not in his house. He was shoved in a crawl space in his basement. And that was the last that we've ever heard of Derek. Or so you guys thought. 2 weeks from finding Derek was murdered, Steven went back onto his channel, onto his Minecraft server, and saw that a new person has joined. Not Derek, not someone Steven knows, but someone named Archived has joined the server. Steven thought this was just another one of, like friends or whatever, Derek's, or, just normal players. He said hello. Archive did not respond. Steven thought this was weird since this is a server that was not very popular, but Archive seems to be a person that knows a lot about Minecraft, because more Steven observed this person playing Minecraft, the more Steven realized this person is actually really good at the game. So he said hello again. Archive spins around, gives him a nod, then goes back to building some sort of contraption. Steven chalked it up to being nothing, being a weird player, so Steven turned back. Then Steven came back later and saw Archive has built this huge contraption, command blocks, redstone, barriers. Then Steven was like, wait a second, this is a survival world. How did this player get command blocks and barriers? Those are blocks you can only obtain using commands, and the cheats are turned off. So Steven wondered, is this guy a hacker? Then he typed in the messages, are you a hacker? To this, Archive stopped what he's doing, looked at Steven, and said, no, I'm not a hacker. Then Steven questioned Archive, how did you get these blocks? This world is not open with cheats on. Then Archive turned around and said to Steven in messages, I have my ways. To that, Steven's like, okay, this guy is definitely a hacker or using some sort of cheat client. So he tried banning Archive. But then he figured, and then Steven realized he's been de-opt. He doesn't have the command abilities to ban Archive. And Archive, knowing that, said, very funny, Steven. At that, Steven froze, because some Archive noticed that Steven has been de-opt and what his real name was. Steven was like, how do you know this stuff? Archive's like, I know everything about you. Then Archive typed Steven's credit card number, Steven's address, Steven's phone number, and even what happened to his real friend Derek. At this, Steven said, okay, I'm not doing this anymore, and quit the server. He wouldn't look through console. Apparently, him quitting the server wasn't enough to kick Archive off, because Archive from somehow switched ownership to him owning the server and not Steven. So at this point, Steven's like, okay, I'm probably dealing with a really powerful hacker here. This has to stop. So Steven went through console, since he was still originally console owner, so he still had options to console. And the server banned Archive. And that transferred the ownership to everyone on console, which is Steven. Steven hacked back online. I'm like, okay, fine. I got rid of this person. Then not 30 seconds later, server ran. Archive joined the game. Steve's like, no way, I just banned this guy. And Archive's like, no matter how hard you try, you can't get rid of me. And at this point, Archive has joined Steven's voice call. Steven couldn't make out what Archive was saying because Archive seemed to have a voice changer on, but what Steven could induce is that Archive is some real powerful person here that knows everything about Steven. Then Archive spilled something that shook Steven to his core. He says, "I'm the reason Steven is gone. If you're not careful, you'll be next too." And that is the end of that story. I have not since heard from Steven. By the way, that's his fake name. Or I have not heard since from anybody about Steven. So that is you guys' first story. Would you guys like another story? So to give you guys a rundown, since the people who left and then joined on to me saying something about Derek, I got an email from a person for the community of the story I've called Steven, and for the community of the story I've called his friend Derek, not his real name. So from what I realized, they were playing on an SMP when Derek started recounting stuff like he's seen this structure in Minecraft in real life. Then this all started when Derek mentioned, "Oh, I've seen this lake in real life. That's when someone drowned there." And that's when Derek started to act really weird. He started not typing really well. He started talking in Morse code. And then after that day, Derek apparently just vanished. And Steven tried to be finding Derek. And then Steven ran into Archive, which Archive told everything about Steven. Then told him, "I'm the reason why Derek is not here." So that's basically a rundown. If you guys want to watch the entire story of how I told it the first time, at the end of this live stream, you can watch it over again. Do you guys want to know another story? I do have one more Minecraft lore theory. You guys don't want another Minecraft lore theory? Do you guys want another Minecraft? No more? It's actually night for me. I'm 5'8". No more stories? No more Minecraft stories, or just no more? The stories are too scary. They're meant to be scary. Turn off the ghost sounds. Okay, the ghost sounds are off. Okay. Alara? Hello. Okay, turn on the ghost sounds. Ghost sounds are back on. I don't know what oil up means. Okay, one more story. But for the sake of the people who don't want Minecraft scary things, I'll tell a different story. So a few years back, you guys know Zoom, right? The really popular online chatting site. So I like to do a thing where I call it Zoom hopping, which is I search up online random Zoom calls to join for no apparent reason, and I would join it to troll people and just type weird things in the message box. Then I joined this Zoom call where everyone had their video on, but it was a black screen. So I thought maybe just the people in here don't have a camera. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I started doing my usual trolling, typing in weird messages, putting in cursed texts, doing Google Translate like 1,000 times and then typing in something random. And then a person responded in something, and I'm like, that's something I don't know. Let me copy and paste it into Google search bar. Let's see what comes up. So I looked at it, and it brought me to an image. And I looked at this image. I'm like, that seems familiar. And then I looked closely at it. I'm like, wait a second. This is Pete's coffee. I was here earlier trying to grab a breakfast. Then I look at the picture. I'm like, wait a second. That picture. I took that picture. I'm like, okay. Maybe someone found the picture online because I do post some stuff on Instagram. And then when I went back to the Zoom call, another message was sent. I'm like, this looks like a URL. Let's see where this brings me. I copy and pasted it into the search bar, and I thought, this might not be a smart idea, but I'm gonna press enter. So I pressed enter on my computer. It loaded. Then it brought me to a website. 110 ways on how to stop people. And I'm like, okay. Okay, for the sake of you guys' safety and the safety of others, I'm not gonna reveal the URL. But it said 110 ways how to stalk people. And I'm like, okay, Control W. Then I went back to the site and another message was sent. But this one didn't seem like a URL or Google image. It's really like a text. So I put this into Google Translate and translated it. And it said, do you like our little surprise? I went back in the Zoom call. I turned on my microphone. My camera was still off. I said, no, please don't do this to me. And they say, well, that's too bad. In English in the chat box. And I asked this question, which I don't think is a smart idea, what I did. I asked, who are you people? And one person turned on the microphone and said, we are the people of your worst nightmare. You should have not joined this call. We've been getting people all this entire time, and we've told things about them that they didn't even know was possible. We're a band of hackers. Have a nice day. And then I got kicked. And I was like, okay. Probably something I should not have stumbled upon. Whatever though. I didn't think much of it. Then a few days later, an article popped up. Mysterious new website resulted in people going missing. I'm like, okay. Glad I'm not the one. So there you guys go, another scary story. Now my phone's about to die at 2%. These are not made up stories. Some of them are just my stories, and some of them are stuff I read online. The Derek one was an email sent to me by one of you guys. And this one is a story I saw online. Scary stories. Hey Kenneth, what's going on? If you guys want more scary stories, you guys can tune in next Sunday where I do another Scary Sundays. But thank you guys for tuning in this week to a Scary Sunday. I've already told 2 scary stories. Thank you guys for listening so much. Goodbye.